All right, everyone, we can go ahead and get started. I know some counselors must be running late this evening, but with that being said, we can go ahead and get started. So at this time, I will call to order. The time now is 7:02, and the date is May 10th, 2021. This is a regular meeting of the Springfield City Council. Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll at this time?
Counselor Edwards?
Present.
Present. Counselor Letterman?
Present.
Present. Counselor Gomez?
Present.
Present. Counselor Allen?
Present.
Present. Counselor Curran?
Present.
Present. Counselor Whitfield? Absent. Counselor Ramos? Absent. Counselor Brown?
Present.
Present. Counselor Walsh? Counselor Walsh?
Sorry, I was muted. Present.
No problem, Counselor. Present. Counselor Davila?
Present.
Present. Counselor Fenton?
Present.
Present. Counselor Hurst? Absent. Counselor Williams?
Present. And Madam Clerk, I believe I saw Counselor Hurst join. Counselor Hurst, are you present? Okay, he can remain absent for the time being. All right. Before I asked the council body and any guests to rise for a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, I just want to dedicate this moment of silence to a dear friend of mine. I'm not going to act like my heart is not heavy right now, because it indeed is. Luz Dupree was a member of the Pine Point Community Council, and also the significant other of former city councilor John Lysak. And she suddenly passed earlier today. And the news just kind of sent some waves through Springfield, and I'm certainly feeling it myself today. So please bear with me as we proceed during the course of this meeting. But she was a beloved person, kind, generous, gave her time to Pine Point and abroad in a lot of different efforts. And just also please keep former City Councilor John Lysak and his family in your prayers and thoughts this evening as well. So with that, I will ask any councilors and guests to please just rise for a moment of silence in her honor, and then followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone. Okay, first we can start out with any reports this evening of committee. Are there any councilors that have reports this evening?
I have a report of the Maintenance and Development Committee.
All right, Councilor, feel free.
Council President, yes, the Maintenance and Development Committee met last month on issues brought forward by yourself and Councilor Letterman, talking about traffic light patterns and accidents. Of particular interest was the dangerous intersection of Page Boulevard and Brookdale, and the ever-present issue of the crossing light on State Street. I was joined by you, Councilor Letterman, Chris Signoli from DPW, residents of Mason Square, Indian Orchard, Classical at Mattoon Street, all of whom have very concerned about traffic patterns. We had a very lively discussion, and we feel very strongly that regarding State Street, there might be hopefully there might be some issues that would help with that. And we are going to continue discussing this until we can reassure the residents that we're all trying to do something to keep them safe. Thank you, Mr. President.
Great. Thank you, Councilor Walsh. Councilor Allen. Councilor Allen, muted.
Sorry, I just realized I was muted. I put raised my hand for a couple things. Counselor Whitfield was not able, she was at the Finance Committee meeting, which was held this afternoon, or just a little while ago at 5:30. So in lieu of her not being here yet, I don't think she's here. I'm gonna do a.
I'm here, but you ran the meeting, so please feel free to report it out.
And I'm sorry, Madam Clerk, can you please recognize Counselor Whitfield?
Counselor Whitfield,
Present.
Counselor Hurst,
Counselor Hurst. Thank you.
present.
Counselor,
Counselor Whitfield, do you want to do the report?
No, I don't.
Okay. So Counselor Whitfield was at the meeting but couldn't preside over the meeting. So I did. She asked me to do it. We had a Finance Committee meeting with Counselor Davila. The other member of the Finance Committee was there. Counselor Letterman was there. We went over the 10 items tonight, which we'll all be going over shortly. We had no particular controversy over any item. There was good explanations by the library people, and there's some couple library things by Chris Signoli on the DPW budget transfer within his organization, by Pat Sullivan on the parks and facilities items in his organization, and by Paul Foster from the school department about the 3-year lease, or the leases of laptops for the kids in the public schools, etc. So the meeting went along. It lasted about half an hour, and it was the items were approved at the end by Counselor Davila, Counselor Whitfield, and myself. So, but I talked to Counselor President Williams about a couple other things I wanted to mention. One is, you might have seen on your calendar a meeting on Friday, May 21st at 11:30 with the Water and Sewer Commission. You might recall, this is just an announcement. It's not a committee report, but something I just wanted to point out, talk to Counselor Williams about it. We had trouble last year with the Water and Sewer Commission with the rate, the original rate being 17% or something, and came down to 9.5%. But many of us were embroiled with them last year. Counselor Curran was involved, Counselor Letterman, I was involved. We had a series of meetings, and there was a degree of tension over the whole thing. And we thought that the rate that was finally approved last year, I believe, was 9.5. And they said at one point that this year's rate would be 9.5. So you all would have received something from them about 2 or 3 weeks ago, at the end of April, I think, with a series of, with their budget, with their recommendations, with their report from Josh Schimmel, etc. So I was in touch with Josh a couple times, and I said, maybe Josh, maybe the way to do it this year is just to set up a meeting where we all can attend at once. And instead of all of us calling over there randomly, kind of thing. So that's what we decided. I ran it by Councilor President Williams, and he was in agreement. So that's what the meeting is on Friday, May 21st from 11:30 to 1. Hopefully it won't go to 1, but it's a review for all of us to review their documents this year and be able to talk to them at that point. Their recommended rate is 5.9%. So it's less than we thought it was going to be. And I guess the big news is they got a $251 million loan, which is helping significantly with the infrastructure changes. So I'm just announcing that meeting on Friday, the 21st. So it's a week from this Friday. It's a great chance for us to be able to speak to them and ask all our questions at once. If there are need for follow-up, we have the whole week, the whole next week. And the meeting at which they vote the rate is on Wednesday, June 2nd. So it's a week and a half after our meeting. So this is just an announcement about that. And the third thing, I did have one other quick announcement. I ran it by President Williams, and it is that you should have received an email from Ryan Walsh from the police department. They have an annual ceremony to honor the police who have died in the line of duty. Police Week is, I believe it's this week. It could be next week, but I think it's this week. It's in May. And there's a short ceremony that takes place normally annually at Pearl Street. And it is taking place this Wednesday at 3:45. It did not take place last year because of the because of the pandemic. So I skipped a year, but you all should have received an invite, and just want to remind you, if you care to attend that, it's Wednesday at 3:45. That's all. Thank you, Mr. President.
All right, thank you, Councilor Allen. Councilor Letterman.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, Mr. President. I have two reports of committee. The first is for the COVID-19 Response Committee, which met on May 4th, which was last Tuesday. We had with us a number of counselors, as well as the Commissioner of Health and Human Services, Helen Colton Harris. This particular meeting focused specifically on vaccination data. And, some things have changed since then. It's been a week, but public reports today are showing the city of Springfield having 34% of its residents with a first dose of vaccine and 22.7 as fully vaccinated, meaning either having received a first dose or 2 doses of Pfizer or Moderna, or 1 dose of Johnson & Johnson. During that meeting, it was also told to the city council that the state has awarded some separate funding to some organizations for community outreach around vaccination, and that Commissioner Colton Harris's staff is also preparing or is in the process of now doing direct door-to-door outreach. And so tomorrow's meeting, we've invited all of those different parties to come together. Want to make sure that there's not a duplication of efforts, and also that there is a clear understanding of everybody's role as we work to increase the vaccination rate in the city of Springfield. Folks should be aware that the clinic at the Eastfield Mall does now have walk-in appointments. So folks can walk in during normal hours there and receive a vaccine. I believe they're administering Pfizer at the Eastfield Mall. There are continued appointments available on the city's website, which folks should let their constituents know about, that those are available. And one other piece that came up during the meeting was the state and their marketing dollars. The fact that, we wanted to see an accounting of what they were spending really in our local area, which we did receive some information back. So we'll go over that in the meeting tomorrow as well. So that was the report of the COVID-19 committee. Also in the Health and Human Services Committee, we held a meeting May 5th, a joint meeting with the Economic Development and General Government Committee. The purpose of that meeting was to receive a presentation by the Donahue Institute and by Wayfinders of the Greater Springfield Housing Analysis, which is a major study on housing in the Greater Springfield and Pioneer Valley region that was recently finished its phase 1. We were joined at that meeting by Councilor Edwards and Councilor Brown, the chairs of the other 2 joint committees assembled, as well as Councilor Gomez, Councilor Allen, Councilor Davila, Councilor Whitfield, and Councilor Hurst. We received the presentation by Dr. Mark Melnick of the Donahue Institute and Keith Ferry, the Executive Director of Wayfinders. We also had Director Tim Sheehan and Director Geraldine McCaffrey with us from the city. Key takeaways from the report, and I'd urge anybody who hasn't had a chance to review the report to do so. But the report did find that more than half of renters in the Pioneer Valley are cost burdened, meaning they're spending a significant amount, an inappropriate amount of their funds towards housing. And part of that is because of an 11,000 unit shortage in the Valley. It also found that 35% of the region's foreclosures are taking place here in the city of Springfield, and that is really driven by the after effects of the Great Recession, which never really actually leveled here in the city of Springfield. So it was some very valuable data. We're going to continue to engage with Donahue Institute and with Wayfinders around their second phase, which will include some specific public policy recommendations. But I also think there's definitely some things to take away just from the meeting itself. So for folks who may not have been able to attend, Focus did record it and certainly is available through them. Thank you very much, Mr. President.
All right, thank you, Councilor Letterman. Are there any other reports of committee this evening? All right, seeing none, Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll to accept the reports?
On accepting the reports, Counselor Edwards?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Letterman?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Gomez?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Allen?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Curran?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Whitfield?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Ramos? Absent. Counselor Brown? I'm
Present,
sorry,
Madam Clerk.
Counselor Ramos. Thank you. I'm sorry.
Present, Madam Clerk, and I vote yes.
Present and yes. Thank you, Counselor Ramos.
Thank you.
Counselor Brown? Counselor Brown,
Yeah.
is that yes, Counselor Brown?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Walsh?
yes,
Yes. Counselor Davila?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Fenton?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Hurst?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Williams?
Yes, thank you, Madam Clerk. The reports have been accepted. Madam Clerk, can you please call the first item?
The first item on the agenda is a petition, Eversource Gas Cabinet Installations, and it was referred to committee on May 3rd.
All right, just for so everyone's aware, for the petitions this evening, I'm going to choose to take these separately as we did last time around due to some status updates that have been relayed to me by Councilor Fenton. So I'll just choose to take these one by one. So this has been in committee. Councilor Fenton, did you have Councilor Fenton, you have your hand up? Yes.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would just say the other two ones that I had continued until today, I have some good updates and I think we can approve them tonight. But this one, because there's so many locations, I think we really do need a committee meeting to discuss it. There's upwards of 20 locations across the city, and I would really like to have a committee meeting to discuss this one.
So it seems this will be staying in subcommittee. Madam Clerk, then can you please call the next item?
The next item on the agenda is an Eversource petition at Chapin Terrace.
Councilor Fenton?
I had a discussion with Bay State, Mr. President, and connected them with Eversource and the appropriate parties to coordinate this development. They were not aware, but they are now, and all parties agree that it would be in the best interest to approve this tonight.
All right, thank you, Councilor Fenton. Are there any questions from the council at this time? And I will ask, are there any questions from the council at this time? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll to accept the petition?
On accepting the petition, Counselor Edwards?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Letterman?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Gomez?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Allen?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Curran?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Whitfield?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Ramos?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Brown?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Walsh?
yes,
Yes. Counselor Davila?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Fenton?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Hurst?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Williams?
Yes, the petition has been accepted. Madam Clerk, can you please call the next item on the agenda?
Mr. President, before we do that, a quick point of information, if I may, sir.
Sure, Councilor Davila.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just on item number 1, what committee did we send that to from last time?
Councilor Fenton, did you discuss within a subcommittee context?
I think it was maintenance and development, Mr. President, if I remember.
I believe it was.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank
You're
you,
welcome.
Councilor Fenton.
All right. Madam Clerk, can you please call the next item?
The next item on the agenda is a petition for Comcast at Springfield Street, and it was continued from the last meeting.
Right. Councilor Fenton?
Thank you. We flyered the neighbors. We had a meeting on site. Comcast appeared. They agreed to make some minor changes and include one additional residence. And everybody is excited about getting this approved. So I hope we can.
All right, thank you, Councilor Fenton. Are there any questions from the council at this time? Any questions from the council? Councilor Letterman.
Just thank you to Councilor Fenton, Mr. President, for doing the extra legwork. Much appreciated.
All right, thank you, Councilor. Seeing no other questions or comments, Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
On accepting the petition, Counselor Edwards?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Letterman?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Gomez?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Allen?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Curran?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Whitfield?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Ramos?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Walsh?
yes,
Yes. Counselor Davila?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Fenton?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Hurst?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Williams?
Yes, the petition has been accepted. Madam
If
Clerk.
I may, Mr. President, I wasn't recognizing the vote.
Counselor Brown?
Yes.
I apologize, Counselor Brown.
Right, with all counselors recognized, the petition has been accepted. Madam Clerk, can you please call the next item?
The next item on the agenda is a petition for Eversource at Carew Street.
All right. Counselor Fenton?
This was a new one, so we got to hear
My
from
job
Chris.
for me
All
tonight.
right. Oh, Chris, all right. Feel free, Chris, please state your name and address for the record.
Chris Signoli, DPW Director, 89 Bennington Street, Springfield. And just quickly on item number 1, President Williams and Councilor Fenton, I will follow up and set up that subcommittee meeting. The notice to Sue to try to set, Sue with Kelly, try to set that meeting up as quickly as we can. The next item is a Eversource electric installation of about 870 feet of 5-inch conduit in Carew Street, along with 3 new manhole structures to provide additional capacity for electric service in that area.
All right, thank you, Mr. Signoli. Are there any questions from the council at this time? Again, I'll ask, are there any questions from the council? All right, seeing none, Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
On accepting the petition, Counselor Edwards?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Letterman?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Gomez?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Allen?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Curran?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Whitfield?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Ramos?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Brown?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Walsh?
yes,
Yes. Counselor Davila?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Fenton?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Hurst?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Williams?
Yes, the petition has been accepted. Madam Clerk, can you please call the next item?
The next item on the agenda is a petition for Eversource Gas at Central Street.
Mr. Signoli?
Good evening, councilors. Chris Signoli, DPW Director. This petition is for Eversource Gas on Central Street for the installation of approximately 915 feet of medium pressure gas main to replace their low pressure gas main along Central Street and a section of Maple and I can't remember what the other side street is, and I can't read it on the map. Crescent Hill and Ames Hill Road.
All right, thank you, Chris. Are there any questions from the council at this time? Any questions? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll on accepting the petition?
On accepting the petition, Counselor Edwards?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Letterman?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Gomez?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Allen?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Curran?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Whitfield?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Ramos?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Brown?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Walsh?
yes,
Yes. Counselor Davila?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Fenton?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Hurst?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Williams?
Yes, the petition has been accepted. Madam Clerk, the next item, please.
The next item on the agenda is a petition for Eversource Gas at Sumner Avenue.
Chris?
Good evening, councilors. Chris Signoli, DPW Director. This petition is for Eversource Gas on Sumner Avenue. It is for the installation of 40 feet of 6-inch pipe to provide medium pressure service to replace low pressure for the building that is at 8991 Sumner Avenue, crossing Beechwood Ave.
All right, Thank you. Are there any questions from the council at this time?
I do, Mr. President. Sorry.
Councilor Letterman, followed by Councilor Davila.
Thank you, Mr. President. Chris, is this new infrastructure on Sumner Avenue?
It's replacement of low pressure to medium pressure pipe. It's just for the installation for one of the apartment buildings at the corner of 8991 Sumner Avenue.
That's what I was going to ask, was what the unit was. So so they're going in there.
Yeah, I believe, if I remember correctly, that's the one right next to the old Friendlies.
Yep, got it. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Letterman. Councilor Davila.
Thank you, Mr. President. Chris, do you have a timetable for this?
I don't. I'm assuming Eversource gas, once it is approved by the council, they usually probably within a couple of weeks will make an application for a permit to the DPW. So I don't have an exact time, but I'm going to guarantee it's probably will happen within the next 2 months.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
All right. Thank you, Councilor. Any other questions from the council? All right. Seeing none, Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll on this item?
On accepting the petition, Counselor Edwards?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Letterman?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Gomez?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Allen?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Curran?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Whitfield?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Ramos?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Brown? Counselor Brown?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Walsh?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Davila?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Fenton?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Hurst?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Williams?
Yes, the petition has been accepted. Madam Clerk, can you please call the next item?
The next item on the agenda is an HHS American Rescue Plan Act grant.
Is there anyone present to speak to this grant?
Good evening, Helen Carlton Harris, Health and Human Services Commissioner, 47 Overlook Drive, Springfield, Massachusetts. Thank you for the opportunity to talk about this grant, which I'm extremely excited about. This grant, which is a little over $1 million, is a grant that has been given to all health centers across the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and the nation. You probably know that the city of Springfield has a 330 health center that we are responsible for providing care to the city of Springfield and also to some places in Berkshire County and also some places in Franklin County. Our health center deals primarily with homeless individuals. This money will allow us to do something that we have wanted to do for our health center for many years, and that is to stand up a mobile health center. So the purpose of mobile health centers are to provide accessible health care for vulnerable populations by reducing traditional barriers. And so in our mobile health van, we will do preventive services, primary care, and including disease manageable and behavioral health. Our target population, as you know, we serve primarily the homeless population. So that will be our target population. So we believe that this will increase patient trust, remove logistical barriers, and fill a screening gap that exists in our community in the city of Springfield. So right now we are in the process of getting the quotes, understanding how much it's going to cost. The biggest cost is going to come from maintaining the services that we hope to stand up. Another area that we're looking at is increasing our footprint and working with Friends of the Homeless. As you know, they bought the Fifth Alarm, which is next door to their site right now. We have a health center in that site right now. So we're also thinking about expanding services as far as that site is concerned. So this is a one-time funding. For me, it's very exciting, but it does mean that we need to think strategically about how we use this money and the sustainability of using the money. Thank you for your time.
All right, thank you, Commissioner Colton. Are there any questions, Councilor Letterman?
Thank you, Mr. President. Commissioner, great to see you. And in the Finance Committee, we received an initial report about this grant. And there was some talk of there also being a COVID-related aspect to it. Is that accurate, and how will that play into the mobile health clinic? And then also, will a portion of this be going to actually purchasing some sort of mobile unit? Is that a part of it as well?
Yes, we will use funding to purchase a mobile unit, but of course, this money is given because of COVID-19. But we were encouraged by HRSA when I was on the call with them to think broadly about how we can use this COVID-19 money to do testing and vaccinations and all of those things that are critical to our COVID response. But we really wanted to take the opportunity to think beyond that. And how can we use this in order to reach some of our hardest to reach populations? So absolutely, the explanation was right, and I apologize for not being there. I had a conflict, but the explanation was absolutely correct in the narrow sense. But again, we want to make sure we're broadening out and being effective as far as our funding is concerned.
Yeah, I think that is wise and an effective way to utilize it. The only other question I had was in finance. There was a mention of 2 positions being funded through the grant. And so just wondering, is there a plan for those positions? Will we need to be planning in the future to maintain those?
There is funding for staffing. It's certainly something that we're allowed to do. We're also allowed to do outreach with this money. So there are various utilizations, but this is a one-time funding. It is my hope through positions that we're able to bill, because we do bill for our services. If we can bill, then we can sustain those positions. We're very interested in CHWs being on our mobile vans and working across the city with us. So yes, we will fund positions. We hope those positions will be able to bill for, therefore creating the sustainability. But certainly the city is, the initial funding will come from the grant.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilor Letterman. Are there any other questions from the council? Councilor Gomez, I believe that was a round of applause and not a hand raise, correct?
No, it was my hand.
Oh, okay. That's what I wanted to check. You have the floor.
Commissioner, the last time we talked about a grant, I included, or I asked a question concerning veterans, if veterans were being served on this grant. And you told me that they were, and I was supposed to get that information back to me, especially from the homeless veterans that are being served by the grant. And I would like to see that information to see how many veterans we have within the city, because if we're spending money in the veterans, we shouldn't. We should be VA should be spending that money, and that's money that we save. So I would like to have that information if possible.
I'm happy to give you that, but homeless veterans are sheltered down at 755 Worthington Street, and and you're absolutely right. I mean, we certainly need to make sure we're caring for our veterans, but there are times when, for example, testing for COVID-19 or medical care, there is a clinic in that building. So we do service veterans because they're on site, but you're absolutely right. There are accessible points for veterans, but I will certainly ask again for that information to be sent to you, but we will make sure you get it. Thank you so much for the reminder and for your service.
Thank you, Commissioner. That only will give us that information, but it will give us the opportunity to home or house those individuals, because we do have housing for those people. And for some reason, they're not coming to us in other veterans places that are offering homes. So if they want to be homeless, it's because they want to be homeless. And I want to take care of that if possible. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Gomez.
Thank you, Councilor Gomez. Are there any other questions from the council at this time? All right, seeing none, I will now entertain a motion to accept the grant.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Councilor Allen, seconded by Councilor Whitfield. Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll on accepting the grant?
On accepting the grant, Counselor Edwards?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Letterman?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Gomez?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Allen?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Curran?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Whitfield?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Ramos?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Brown? Counselor Brown? Absent. Counselor Walsh?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Davila?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Fenton?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Hurst?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Williams?
Yes, the grant has been accepted. Madam Clerk, can you please call the next item?
The next item on the agenda is a library donation for East Forest Park Library.
All right, is there anyone present to speak to this? If so, please state your name and address for the record.
Good evening, councilors. Patrick Markey, 17 Oxford Street, Springfield, Mass. I'm the current president of the Springfield Library Foundation, and I'm joined by Molly Fogarty, who you well know as the library director, the great library director, and Matt Blumenfeld, who is our Library Foundation executive director. The Library Foundation is a private entity that receives, manages, invests private donations, and then ultimately pays them over for the benefit of the public Springfield library system. A few years ago, we were asked by the city to help raise money for the East Forest Park Branch Library, which I'm sure all of you have seen. It's a crown jewel in the system. The way the funding worked is the state put up a bunch of money, but that money was contingent on the city bonding for the rest of the money. And the city asked us to help assist it with paying off the bond through raising money. We agreed to try to raise $2 million. To date, we've paid to the city $1 million. Today, we are presenting the check and asking the council to accept another $150,000 toward that pledge. I want to stress that this money is not, it's coming through the Library Foundation, but it is money that was contributed and pledged, a lot of it over the period of 5 years by people and by businesses, big and small people, big and small businesses. So the people and the businesses that have contributed to this are the ones that deserve the great thanks.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Markey. Are there any other questions or comments from the council at this time?
I have one. I'm
Counselor.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't find the little button to raise my hand, but first I want to say welcome back to our Councilor Markey. And as long as you're talking about the East Forest Park branch, can you give us an update on I know I have, and I think most people have missed actually being able to physically go into the libraries, when that might happen? And
Yeah.
specifically, what will this money be doing specifically for the East Forest Park branch? Is it just part of the overall fundraising, or is there something specific?
So actually, this is money that is paying off the city bond. It's helping to pay off the city bond. The building is built, the books are in there, the shelves are in there. It was going great guns, and then the pandemic hit. Molly can tell you what the plans are for opening.
Please state your name and address for the record, please.
Molly Fogarty, Library Director, Rolling Meadow Lane, East Long Meadow. We just had some meetings with Helen Colton Harris, our Library Commissioner, and Pat Sullivan. And we are looking, I know Mayor Sarno, it was discussed at the Monday morning COVID update, looking at right after August 1st, when all the restrictions are lifted on occupancy by Governor Baker. So looking at opening the libraries the same time as the senior centers. That's our plan as of this time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Counselor. Counselor Fenton.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just wanted to expressly thank Attorney Markey, former City Councilor Markey, for his efforts in this endeavor and all the time that he spent with the Library Foundation. Pat, it's made a tremendous difference for our city. And I can't thank you enough for the time that you and the foundation have spent and committed to the libraries in Springfield. I would be remiss if I didn't change subject for a moment and acknowledge the effort that Pat put in as our pro bono counsel for a period of time many years ago, when we were fighting a little project on Cadwell Drive in Springfield that recently received a final disposition in our favor. And Pat, again, when we were up against the wall, you stepped up and helped us in a way that goes above what we would expect an ordinary citizen to do. So I want to thank you expressly for everything that you've done for the library, for your service to the city over the years, and for helping us out in a jam with PRE. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilor Fenton. It is a team effort.
Thank you, Counselor Fenton. Are there any other questions, Counselor Letterman?
Thank you, Mr. President. I would just say here to Counselor Fenton's comments.
Thank you, Counselor. Counselor Allen.
Here. Pat was a great help along the way, and thank you, Pat.
What century are we in? I'm not sure anymore. Thank you, counselors. At this time, I will entertain a motion to accept the proposed donation this evening.
So moved.
All right, motion made by Counselor Fenton, seconded by?
Second.
I'll go with Counselor Walsh on that. Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll on accepting the donation, excuse me.
On accepting the donation, Counselor Edwards?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Letterman?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Gomez?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Allen?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Curran?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Whitfield?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Ramos?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Brown? Absent. Counselor Walsh?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Davila?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Fenton?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Hurst?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Williams?
Yes, the donation has been accepted, and also thank you to former City Councilor Patrick Markey for joining us this evening as well. Just wanted to give you that recognition.
Thank you, President Williams, and thank you, councilors. And there's still time to give. We haven't met our goal.
All right, with that, Madam Clerk, can you please call the next item? Actually, Madam Clerk, for the purpose of the next items falling below our $50,000 threshold, can you please call items 9 and 10 together with no objection?
Item number 9 is an increase in funding for a CIT Hope grant. And item number 10 is a Springfield City Library donation for $13,130.
Right, thank you, Madam Clerk. Can you please call the roll on accepting items 9 through 10?
Can I have a motion to accept the grants together, please?
So moved.
All right, motion made by Councilor Letterman,
Second by Gomez.
seconded by Councilor Gomez. Thank you.
Thank you. On accepting the items, Counselor Edwards?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Letterman?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Gomez?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Allen?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Curran?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Whitfield?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Ramos?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Brown? Absent. Counselor Walsh?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Davila?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Fenton?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Hurst?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Williams?
Yes, the items have been accepted. Madam Clerk, can you please call the next item?
The next item on the agenda is a confirmation of John Ramirez to the License Commission.
Right, is there anyone present to speak to this? Again, I will ask, is there anyone present to speak to this appointment? All right, seeing none, at this time, I'll entertain a motion actually maybe to continue this item so we can take it up at our next regular meeting.
So moved.
Or, wow. Motion made by Councilor Walsh, seconded by Councilor Fenton. Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll on continuing?
On continuing the item, Council Edwards?
Yes.
Yes. Council Letterman?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Gomez?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Allen?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Curran?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Whitfield?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Ramos?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Brown? Absent. Councilor Walsh?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Davila?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Fenton?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Hurst?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Williams?
Yes, the item has been continued. Madam Clerk, can you please call the next item?
The next item on the agenda is a budget transfer within a department in the amount of $200,000.
Is there anyone present to speak to this? If so, please state your name and address for the record.
Good evening, councilors. Chris Signoli, DPW Director, 89 Bennington Street, Springfield. The DPW in its enterprise fund budget is looking to transfer $200,000 from our salary line item to our OTPS account. Last fall, actually in last August last year, starting with the severe storms that we had and being short of employees, the DPW had to go out and bring in temporary labor to help us all the way through the fall and into the winter with yard waste. So we are looking for $121,000 to balance out the bill for that, and an additional $78,000 to assist us with our vehicle supplies and repairs. Our enterprise fund fleet is very old. We just recently received approval to buy 3 new trucks, but at the same time, those are 11-month lead items. And the service that we've been performing on these vehicles has been excessive over the last year. So the $200,000 is primarily to take care of the temporary services that we had and for additional supplies and repairs that we need to do on our vehicles.
All right, thank you, Chris. Are there any questions from the council at this time? Again, I'll ask, are there any questions from the council at this time? Right. Seeing none, at this time, I will entertain a motion to approve the order.
So moved.
So moved.
All right, motion made by Councilor Edwards, seconded by Councilor Walsh. Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
On approving the order, Councilor Edwards?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Letterman?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Gomez?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Allen?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Curran?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Whitfield?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Ramos?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Brown? Absent. Councilor Walsh?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Davila?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Fenton?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Hurst?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Williams?
Yes, the order has been approved. And Madam Clerk, I know we have to suspend Rule 19. I believe those are for items 12 through 15. Can we do that all together at the end?
Yes, if there's no objection from the council.
All right. Thank you, Madam Clerk. The order has been approved. Can you please call the next item on the agenda?
Thank you, councilors.
Thank you, Chris.
The next item on the agenda is a budget transfer within a department in the amount of $120,000.
Good evening, councilors. Patrick Sullivan, Arvesta Street, Springfield, Mass. This is our yearly request to clean the gateways, terraces, basically our spring cleanup of our park system. And for this year, we were able to access the money from salary savings within our own department.
All right, thank you, Pat. Are there any questions from the council at this time? Again, I'll ask, are there any questions from the council at this time? All right, seeing none, I will entertain a motion to approve the order.
So moved.
Oh, there's some unison tonight. I'm gonna say that was motioned by Councilor Whitfield, seconded by Councilor Allen. Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll on accepting the order?
On approving the order, Counselor Edwards?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Letterman?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Gomez?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Allen?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Curran?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Whitfield?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Ramos?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Brown? Absent. Counselor Walsh?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Davila?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Fenton?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Hurst?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Williams?
Yes, the order has been approved. Madam Clerk, can you please call the next item?
The next item on the agenda is a budget transfer within a department in the amount of $111,556,000.
Thank you.
Thank you, Counselor. This is for our facilities division. Again, this was through salary and wage savings within the department. This is to balance the snow removal for all the municipal buildings and for the landscape services for the remainder of the year.
All right, thank you, Pat. Any questions from the council at this time? Any other questions? All right, seeing none. Madam Clerk, can you please call the, oh, I see Councilor Ramos.
Mr. President, thank you. I was having trouble finding the button there, but Pat, I see that there are several transfers within the department to your department. There's a couple of others that we're going to be voting on that are going to be transfers to facilities, and it makes me wonder how much of this these transfers have to do with the shortfall that has resulted by the mayor funding the location for the shooting range that was never approved by the city council.
Counselor, I would say really none of these. The first one was for beautification. We always come before the council in the spring for these funds, and for the first time, it isn't coming out of the reserve for contingency. It's coming out of salary savings. This item is snow. So that item is up at a certain amount. We always come before the council for additional money for snow removal. And the last item is to do with the carriage house operations for the Barney estate. And that is due to no events happening, and that's a revolving account. So the city has to basically repay that money because it is a revolving account for that operation.
Okay. Now, how has your department funded the $400,000 lease for that building?
I believe there was a transfer earlier in the year for that, Counselor, as well as the monies that were put into the department at the time of last year's budget hearing.
Okay, because I know that we never approved the transfer. I know that the city council never approved the transfer for the funding of that facility. The mayor was basically ignored the wishes of the city council and said that he would fund it anyway. So my concern at the time when I heard that was that your department was going to see a lot of cuts and that there will be a shortfall at the end of the year, and the timing would fall under either April or May, which is exactly what I expected. Has that happened? Is there a shortfall anywhere in your department because of it?
TJ Plant kept his word. Anytime there was been any building repairs or anything, we've had access to accounts to make those repairs. There was a tour of the council. I think we did 2 tours with subcommittees of the council at the different stages. And so I believe, I was with 2 or 3 counselors on site and to see the progress made at that range. So as a department head that oversees the maintenance of buildings, I'm grateful that this happened. The conditions of the Pearl Street range were not safe. Before I went out on medical leave over a year ago, that was one of my recommendations to the mayor. We needed to find a solution for this. And while I was out, they found that solution. So I sleep a lot better at night knowing our police officers have a safe range. And I have to say the CAFO and the mayor have given us the resources to get our jobs done this year and then some. The schools all opened up safely. All of our libraries and municipal buildings have received the equipment to maintain through this crisis, the pandemic. So we've done very well, and I'm proud of our trade staff for stepping up and getting the work done. So I have no complaints as a manager, and I think we've all gotten through this safely. And no request has been denied of our department when we've needed funding.
No, I appreciate you saying that, and I didn't mean to put you on the spot. I just want to make sure
You're not, Counselor. It's good questions.
Yeah, just want to make sure that your department wasn't negatively affected by that funding. So
no,
thank you.
Not at all. Thank you for asking.
All right. Thank you, Councilor Ramos. Councilor Walsh.
Thank you, Mr. President. And of course, Pat, as Chairman of Maintenance and Development, I'm always interested in what's going on in your department. But you talked about salaries, savings from salaries. Does that mean you have fewer employees, or that people have retired, or do you have enough employees for what you need to get done?
We've had jobs posted, and I don't know, I think it's because you see on the national news what's happening. People are making more on unemployment than if they were working. So we've had jobs posted 3 and 4 cycles. For example, we had grounds maintenance workers. We had 20 interviews scheduled. Not one person showed up for the interview. So now we have to go through the process again, go to the next 20 on the list. And so by doing this, months go by and then you get the salary savings. So it's a double-edged sword. With COVID, we've been busier than ever, but everyone has stepped up to the plate. You know, you are getting the complaints here and there of trash and different things not happening, but it's not a lack of the staff not working. It's a lack of the vacancies and not getting people. And we're working with HR to see what can be done to accelerate it. But I think until the federal government stops paying all this extra money to stay on unemployment, this is going to be just slow going. And that's just my personal opinion. But when you watch the national news, it seems to be the trend across our country, unfortunately. The other concern right now, we have 55 lifeguard positions posted. We've only had 12 sign up to be lifeguards in the city.
You're kidding.
No, so it's
usually you can't. You have more people than you have jobs for lifeguards.
Yeah, a lot of times that is the case, but we lost a whole year of training, and then you've aged out. So it's we're working hard. We just ran a course in April, and we had 15 take the course. So we're hoping those other 3 sign up. Yeah. So it could be a difficult summer if we don't fill these positions, because that's going to dictate how many pools we can open.
Well, that's just what I was going to say. If you're looking for lifeguards, you're going to be opening all the pools, correct?
Yeah. But all this adds up to the salary savings.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor. Councilor Davila, were you all set, or did you?
I'm all set, Mr. President.
Okay. Thank you, Councilor Walsh. Are there any questions from the council at this time? Again, I'll ask, are there any other questions? Or seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve this order.
So moved.
All right, motion made by Councilor Edwards, seconded by Councilor Walsh. Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll on approving the order?
On approving the order, Councilor Edwards?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Letterman?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Gomez?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Allen?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Curran?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Whitfield?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Ramos?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Brown? Absent. Counselor Walsh?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Davila?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Fenton?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Hurst?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Williams?
Yes, the order is approved. Madam Clerk, can you please call the next item?
The next item on the agenda is a budget transfer across departments in the amount of $91,505.12.
Yes, Counselor, this is for the Barney Carriage House operation. It is a revolving account. And with no events last year due to COVID, there was a decision of the mayor, and I think a wise decision. He didn't want to have any layoffs. So these are for the salaries and the benefits that we usually raise through the events for the two employees that work here. And in this case, and we're very busy now, I'm happy to report. I think the Stockade is booked just about every weekend right through August at this point, and the Carriage House rentals are increasing weekly as the governor is announcing the good news of our state reopening with COVID. So hopefully this will just be a 1 year, an off year for this operation.
All right, thank you, Pat. Are there any questions from the council at this time? Any questions? All right, seeing none, I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Motion made by
Second.
Councilor Walsh, seconded by Councilor
Edwards.
Edwards. Thank you. Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
On approving the order, Counselor Edwards?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Letterman?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Gomez?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Allen?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Curran?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Whitfield?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Ramos?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Brown, absent. Counselor Walsh?
Yes. Yes.
Counselor Brown, yes. Counselor Walsh?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Davila?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Fenton?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Hurst?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Williams?
Yes, the order has been approved. Madam Clerk, can you please call the next item?
Thank you all for your support.
Thank you, Pat.
Thanks, Pat.
Keep up your good work.
The next item on the agenda is bills of prior year for various departments.
All right.
Mr. President, TJ Plant, CAFO, City of Springfield, 42 Garfield Street. This is asking the City Council to allow us to spend current year money on $2,107 worth of bills of the prior year. We just need the council's authorization to have the DPW and the elections and the procurement department to authorize them to pay current bills.
All right, thank you, TJ. Are there any questions from the council at this time? Any questions? All right, seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
All right, motion made by Councilor Allen, seconded.
Second.
Seconded by Councilor Walsh. Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
On approving the order, Counselor Edwards?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Letterman?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Gomez?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Allen?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Curran?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Whitfield?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Ramos?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Brown?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Walsh?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Davila?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Fenton?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Hurst?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Williams?
Yes, the order is approved, and before we move on to the next item, I will also entertain a motion now to suspend the Rule 19 for items 12 through 16 that we just went through.
So moved.
All right, a motion made by Councilor Davila, seconded.
Second.
Seconded by Councilor Letterman. Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll to suspend rule?
On suspending Rule 19, Counselor Edwards?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Letterman?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Gomez?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Allen?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Curran?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Whitfield?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Ramos?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Brown?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Walsh?
yes,
Yes. Counselor Davila?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Fenton?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Hurst?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Williams?
Right, yes. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Can you please call the next item?
The next item on the agenda is an order approving a contract over 3 years for lease purchase of school computers.
Anyone present to speak to this?
Yes, good evening, counselors. Paul Foster from the Chief Information Officer, Springfield Public Schools, and 29 Dartmouth Street in Springfield.
Thank you.
We come before you annually. We've moved about 6 years ago. We moved to leasing the student and staff laptops that we provide as part of our one-to-one program. And so I'm coming to ask your permission to execute a 4-year contract for the next round of leases. So we essentially refresh 25% of our staff devices and 25% of our student devices so that no staff member or student is using a computer more than 4 years old. And so this would, this request is to enter a 4-year lease purchase agreement to acquire the devices for the coming year.
All right, thank you, Paul. Are there any questions from the council at this time? Any questions from the council at this time? All right, seeing none, I will entertain a motion to approve.
so moved.
Great. Motion made by Councilor Letterman, seconded by Councilor Walsh. Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
On approving the order, Counselor Edwards?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Letterman?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Gomez?
yes,
Yes. Counselor Allen?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Curran?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Whitfield?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Ramos?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Brown?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Walsh?
yes,
Yes. Counselor Davila?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Fenton?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Hurst?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Williams?
Yes, the order has been approved. Madam Clerk, can you please call the next item?
Thank you.
The next item on the agenda is a statement of interest for Balliet Elementary School.
All right. Is there anyone present?
Yes, counselors, if you don't mind, counselor, I think in the past, we've taken these all in one grouping and you've taken the vote to approve as presented and written because the votes are pre-written, but I don't want to speak out of turn with that. So if you don't mind, I'll just tell you what each item is for, and then you can decide how to legally vote these. So under the core program this year, we have Harena, and also HVAC for Harena, White Street School and Washington School. Under HVAC, we also have Milton Bradley Elementary, Rebecca Johnson, and Central High School. Under windows and doors, we have Milton Bradley Elementary, Balliet Elementary, Pottinger Elementary, and Glickman Elementary. And under roofs, and the roofs are what we really are hopeful for, that they will approve because they're 15-year roofs and they're all over 20 years old at this point. So the roofs are Commerce High School, Indian Orchard Elementary, Sumner Avenue Elementary, Bolin Elementary, Glenwood Elementary, and Rebecca Johnson.
All right. Thank you, Pat. Madam Clerk, actually, let me get to Councilor Davila and I'll ask that after. Councilor Davila.
Thank you, Mr. President. Pat, quick question. With regards to the HVAC for Washington and White Street, is that just regular maintenance or is that related to the pandemic?
Actually, for White and Washington, we're doing the core program. The superintendent, the school committee, and the mayor all wanted to start the process of replacing those buildings. So for the pandemic, TJ's provided the funding to put carrier units in all of our buildings that needed it. So we have all the buildings safe regarding COVID, but this is actually to start the process to, when it's a core, it's actually to replace the buildings. Similar to what we're doing with Homer, DeBerry, and the new Brightwood Lincoln.
Okay, to replace the building HVAC system. I mean.
Well, this is to actually replace those two school buildings.
Oh,
that's what the
okay.
application is for, new buildings for those two schools.
Okay, so you say replace it, we're gonna have a brand new structure?
That's what we're making the application for, yes.
Oh, that's interesting. Those are very over 100 years old each, right?
That's correct, Counselor. It's time. Yep.
Okay. Excellent, excellent. Thank you, Pat.
Yep.
All right. Thank you, Counselor Davila. Are there any other questions at this time? Are there any other questions from the council at this time? All right. Seeing none, Madam Clerk, can we first, Pat, did you speak to items, I think that was 18 to 31 in its entirety?
That is correct. I gave you the full listing, Counselor, and the category that we're making the application for. Tashina works with my office on the votes, so she has that information to enter in. But again, I let Tashina will know how she wants to take these votes.
All right. Thank you, Pat. And Madam Clerk, can we take these orders in one vote in acceptance?
Yes, I would just have to read each item very quickly, and then we can take the vote all together on approving the orders.
Okay, feel free to.
Thank you, Pat. So item number 18 is the statement of interest for Valley Elementary School. Number 19 is the statement of interest for Edward P. Bolin School. Number 20 is the statement of interest for Central High School. 21, statement of interest for High School of Commerce. 22, statement of interest for Glenwood School. 23, statement of interest for Alfred M. Glickman Elementary School. 24, statement of interest for Indian Orchard Elementary. 25 is a statement of interest for Milton Bradley School. 26 is a statement of interest for Mary O. Pottinger School. 27 is a statement of interest for Rebecca Johnson School. 28 is a statement of interest for Sumner Avenue School. 29 is a statement of interest for German Jarena Community School. Number 30 is a statement of interest for Washington School, and 31 is a statement of interest for White Street School.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Do we have a motion from the council to accept the before mentioned items?
So moved.
All right, motion made by Councilor Letterman, seconded by Councilor Allen. Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll for those items?
On approving the items 18 through 31, Councilor Edwards.
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Letterman.
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Gomez.
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Allen.
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Curran.
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Whitfield.
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Ramos.
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Brown.
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Walsh.
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Davila.
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Fenton.
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Hurst.
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Williams.
Yes, the orders have been approved. Madam Clerk, can you please call the next item?
The next item on the
Thank you, Pat.
The next item on the agenda is an amended city ordinance, chapter 73, section 40.
All right, I believe
On for second and third step.
on for second and third step. All right, is there anyone present to speak to this?
Sure, Mr. President. It's gonna remain in committee for right now. We haven't had a committee meeting. I'm trying to schedule one for Thursday at 4. So I'm putting it out there. I mean, I'm sorry. Yeah, Thursday at 4. So if folks can make it, that would be great.
All right, Councilor Whitfield, would you like to put that in the form of a motion
Yeah.
to continue the item?
Yeah, I make a motion to continue the item.
All right, motion made by Councilor Whitfield, seconded?
Second.
Seconded by Councilor Allen. Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll on continuing the item?
On continuing the item, Councilor Edwards.
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Letterman.
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Gomez.
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Allen.
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Curran.
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Whitfield.
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Ramos.
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Brown.
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Walsh.
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Davila.
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Fenton.
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Hurst.
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Williams.
Yes, the item has been continued. Madam Clerk, the next item, please.
The next item on the agenda is approving amendments to SPA agreement. It was referred to committee in April and in May.
All right, we'll be making a motion for this to come out. Councilor Letterman.
Mr. President, I don't have to make a motion for it to come out, but I'm just wondering what committee it was referred to.
This was referred to, I believe, maintenance and development as well.
Yeah, and we have not had an opportunity to meet on it yet, so maybe it should stay in committee.
All right, Councilor Walsh, would you also like to make that in the motion?
I'll make a motion to keep the item number 33 in committee until maintenance and development meets on it.
All right, motion made by Councilor Walsh, seconded by
I'll
Councilor
try to
Davila.
set that up for next week.
Okay, thank you, Councilor. Madam Clerk, can you please take the roll on continuing the item?
On continuing the item, Council Edwards?
Yes.
Yes. Council Letterman?
Yes.
Yes. Council Gomez?
Yes.
Yes. Council Allen?
Yes.
Yes. Council Curran?
Yes.
Yes. Council Whitfield?
Yes.
Yes. Council Ramos?
Yes.
Yes. Council Brown?
Yes.
Yes. Council Walsh?
Yes.
Yes. Council Davila?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Fenton?
Yes.
Yes. Council Hurst?
Yes.
Yes. Council Williams?
Yes, the item has been continued. Madam Clerk, the next item, please.
The next item on the agenda is amending Chapter 385. First step has been taken, and it was referred to committee our last couple of meetings.
All right, will this be coming out of committee at this time? I believe this was also referred to maintenance and development.
I don't believe we've met on this.
Would like this to stay in committee, Mr. President.
Okay. I'll take that in the form of a motion, Councilor Fenton.
So moved.
All right, motion Fenton, seconded by Councilor Whitfield. Madam Clerk, please call the roll on continuing, please.
On continuing the item, Councilor Edwards?
Yes.
Yes. Council Letterman?
Yes.
Yes. Council Gomez?
Yes.
Yes. Council Allen?
Yes.
Yes. Council Curran?
Yes.
Yes. Council Whitfield?
Yes.
Yes. Council Ramos?
Yes.
Yes. Council Brown?
Yes.
Yes. Council Walsh?
Yes.
Yes. Council Davila?
Yes.
Yes. Council Fenton?
Yes.
Yes. Council Hurst?
Yes.
Yes. Council Williams?
Yes, the item has been continued. Madam Clerk, the next item, please.
The next item on the agenda is amending Chapter 82. First step was taken April 5th, and it was referred to committee at our last meeting.
Right, will this be coming out of committee at this time?
Mr. President?
Councilor Letterman?
Mr. President, I'm prepared to move forward with the ordinance at tonight's meeting if it's the council's will.
All right, would you like to put that in the form of a motion to take it out of committee?
Yes, I'd move that we take this out from the General Government Committee.
All right, motion made by Councilor Letterman.
Second.
Seconded by Councilor Edwards. Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll on taking this item out of committee?
On taking the item out of committee, Council Edwards?
Yes.
Yes. Council Letterman?
Yes.
Yes. Council Gomez?
Yes.
Yes. Council Allen?
Yes.
Yes. Council Curran?
Yes.
Yes. Council Whitfield?
Yes.
Yes. Council Ramos?
Yes.
Yes. Council Brown?
Yes.
Yes. Council Walsh?
Yes.
Yes. Council Davila?
Yes.
Yes. Council Fenton?
Yes.
Yes. Council Hurst?
Yes.
Yes. Council Williams?
Yes, thank you, Madam Clerk. Councilor Letterman?
Thank you so much, Mr. President and councilors. I know, Mr. President, I'd compliment you on a well-run meeting. We've made good time this evening, and I certainly will be succinct in my comments tonight. Before us would be final passage or second and third step of the wage theft ordinance that the council has been considering since April. I want to thank our colleagues and all of our colleagues for their consideration, especially the co-sponsors, Councilor Edwards, Councilor Ramos, and yourself, Mr. President, as well as I believe added at one of the meetings, Councilor Davila had certainly welcome any and all co-sponsors on the resolution before final passage. What this would do, as discussed previously, would ensure that individuals, general contractors bidding in the city of Springfield, as well as their subcontractors, are not individuals who have been convicted of wage theft or of violation of various other worker protections in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. It would require a 5-year look back at the time of bidding for those contracts, and will also provide further protections for employees on the job if a contractor is selected or through a subcontractor if any violations take place. I want to thank Attorney Tom Moore for his assistance in the final draft, as well as Attorney Theocles from Procurement. During the General Government Committee with Councilor Edwards and other councilors, we met with Attorney Theocles, and he was able to submit to Attorney Moore and myself some suggested amendments for the ordinance to bring it more in line with procurement's practices, and also make sure that all of the terminology was correct. And so I did submit to the clerk earlier today an amended version of the ordinance, which I believe was distributed to councilors by Susan, which would include all of the suggested amendments that we accepted from Attorney Theocles in yellow. And I can also give a succinct summary of what those amendments are, which I will do now. And then certainly welcome other comments, and then perhaps we can move forward. So those amendments for folks who have reviewed, it would make the ordinance subject to a threshold projects over $50,000. This is more in line with the state law that defines contracts that must be competitively bid. So that's in the beginning of the ordinance, as well as in section C. In section A3, this is a section that required appropriate industrial insurance be held upon bid. This would change that to be held upon awarding of the contract, because the city has specific language that it needs in that contract. So to have them do it before bidding wouldn't make sense. Section A6 changes the reporting to go directly to the Office of Compliance instead of the REO committee. Office of Compliance reports to the REO committee, so REO committee still has the authority to call it in any time, but this will allow for the compliance office to monitor the requirements of the ordinance. In section D, this changes the requirement for liquidated damages from 5% of the awarded contract if there was a scenario where we were seeking liquidated damages, changes it to an amount determined by the contract in question. That's because some contracts actually call for a higher amount than 5%. And then finally, section E would allow the compliance unit some discretion in implementing penalties for violation of the ordinance, which would occur during active municipal projects. And this would occur by changing the word shall to may. So I would at this time put those amendments in the form of a motion, Mr. President.
Right. The motion has been made by Councilor Letterman on the motion.
Second.
I'm sorry, seconded by Councilor.
Second, Melvin Edwards.
Oh, Councilor Edwards. And Councilor Edwards, I know you had your hand up. Would you like to, on the motion? Speak on the
No,
motion?
actually, I just wanted to say second motion, or put the proposed amendments in the form of a motion. But I'll take the opportunity to thank the co-sponsors, all my colleagues for passage of first step, and particularly the attorneys who have done the work to try to make sure this document is legal. And also a shout out to our partners and friends in labor, as well as the employees who are being impacted, our constituents across the city of Springfield.
All right, thank you, Councilor Edwards. The motion is on the floor by Councilor Letterman to propose and accept the amendments as laid out, and seconded by Councilor Edwards. Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll on accepting the proposed amendments?
On accepting the amendments, Councilor Edwards?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Letterman?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Gomez?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Allen?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Curran?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Whitfield?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Ramos?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Brown? Councilor Brown? Absent. Councilor Walsh?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Councilor
yes.
Councilor Brown is yes. Councilor Walsh is yes. Councilor Davila?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Fenton?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Hurst?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Williams?
Yes, the amendments have been accepted. Is there any other discussion on the ordinance at this time? Counselor Fenton.
Thank you, Mr. President. I spoke with Counselor Letterman about this section A2, and I have another minor amendment to propose. Basically, in here, it's saying that contractors shall not be found within the last 5 years by a court or governmental agency to be in violation of any law providing workers' compensation, et cetera, and so forth. And so my concern that I articulated is that sometimes governmental agencies will bring charges against contractors, and those charges, although never found with finality to be of merit or to have guilt, can sometimes lead to a settlement agreement that would be something that we would want to encourage contractors to enter into in the event that they had an employee that was somehow misclassified or unpaid. So I want to make sure that we're not discouraging settlement. So Counselor Letterman asked me for the language in advance, and unfortunately I didn't have time to do it. So I would propose it now in the form of a motion to amend this section A2 to insert a sentence at the end that says, notwithstanding the foregoing, this provision will not apply to any settlement agreements, period. And, just to give you like an example of why I'm proposing this, I mean, I very recently had a client in another jurisdiction that had a wage theft claim against them, and the client insisted that there was no merit to it. But in the interest of having the wage theft claim dismissed quickly, they settled with the Attorney General and the claimant to pay them all of the wages that they said they were owed. In this particular case, it was a service worker in the restaurant industry. And in those cases where somebody's claiming they weren't paid for their time, if the owner settles up and pays it, that's something we would want to encourage and not discourage. And that personal experience I had made me think that we have to make sure that it's clear that there's a carve out for that. So my motion again is to insert, notwithstanding the foregoing, this provision will not apply to any settlement agreement, period.
Thank you, Counselor Fenton. Madam Clerk, did you get that language?
I did. Thank you, Counselor.
All right, Counselor Fenton has made a motion. Can I get a properly second, please?
Second.
Seconded by
Gomez.
Counselor Gomez. Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll on accepting the proposed amendment?
On accepting the amendment, Counselor Edwards?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Letterman?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Gomez?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Allen?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Curran?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Whitfield?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Ramos?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Brown?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Walsh?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Davila?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Fenton?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Hurst?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Williams?
Yes, the amendment has been accepted. Is there further dialogue on this ordinance? Counselor Letterman.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would just say, finally, I just want to say thank you. We had several residents come out to speak during the virtual public speak out earlier, and I think they really said it best. It's not hard to comprehend and should be a fundamental understanding that, men and women who head in, put their hours in and do their jobs deserve to be paid what they are due. And I would add that the taxpayers of the city of Springfield deserve to know that nobody who is cheating or really committing a crime essentially against their workers is receiving tax dollars. So I'm hopeful to see final passage, and thank you all for your support.
Thank you, Counselor Letterman. Are there any other questions or comments from the council at this time? All All right, seeing none, I will now entertain a motion to pass second and third step on this ordinance.
So moved.
All right, motion made by Councilor Edwards, seconded by Councilor Whitfield. Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
I think that was me, Counselor, but I don't mind being the second.
Those,
Oh, Gomez. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Do I sound like you now?
I'm sorry. We'll just keep it as is if that's.
I don't mind.
Yeah.
Hold up.
Madam Clerk.
On second and third step, Counselor Edwards?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Letterman?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Gomez?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Allen?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Curran?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Whitfield?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Ramos?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Brown?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Walsh?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Davila?
Yes.
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 Counselor Fenton? Yes. Counselor Fenton?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Hurst?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Williams?
Yes, the ordinance is approved. I will now also entertain a motion lastly to invoke Rule 22C to take those items up in one step.
So moved.
All right. Motion made by Councilor Whitfield, seconded by Councilor Letterman. Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll on invoking Rule 22C?
On invoking Rule 22C to take the vote up at one time. I apologize. Counselor Edwards?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Letterman?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Gomez?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Allen?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Curran?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Whitfield?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Ramos?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Brown?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Walsh?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Davila?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Fenton?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Hurst?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Williams?
Yes, congratulations on the passage of this ordinance, which I think is a great step for the city of Springfield. Madam Clerk, is there any further business before the council at this time?
There is no further business before the council.
All right, councilors, well, have a blessed evening. And if you can, just please say a prayer as mentioned for Ms. Luz Dupree and former City Councilor John Lysak. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night. Good night, everybody.
Good night,
Good night,
everybody.
everybody. Thanks, everybody.